it was like a first sound to where we're supposed to be and all the sounds that we're all so familiar with. So everything is where it's supposed to be. And it's lovely to have this Shabbat service here at the sanctuary. And I have to say, I'm very excited because I really miss this place to conduct services. So it was a very long wait, and last service was end of June. And now we are in the middle of November. And it's a very long time, so it's really, really great joy for me to welcome all our visitors and our regular members and all those who join us online to welcome this Shabbat evening. And our opening song is on page 128, Hine Ma Tov.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת ההים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת ההים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת ההים גם יחד. טוב ומנעים, שבת ההים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת ההים גם יחד.
Thank you. And as we're moving to light our Shabbat candles, I would like to ask our president, Marilyn Blackhall, to say a few words and then to light the candles for us.
Greetings, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I was thinking that very often you don't know how much someone means to you and how much you miss them until either they go away, like our kids go away to college, or things like that. And I feel that way about, and I think in speaking for a few moments to a number of you, that a number of you feel that way. Coming back into this sanctuary just feels like we are welcoming back someone we love, a place we love, certainly. So I am delighted, even though this is, please don't think this is permanent yet. We still have, hopefully, only a few more weeks, but we still have work to be done. And then we have to think about air conditioning the synagogue, which is something we're trying to think about. So welcome, and welcome to our visitors from St. Thomas, from Cleveland, and we're delighted to have you. And we do have a special category of high membership, which I was telling you about, for our visitors. So at any rate, I will start with page 121. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Oh, I can't use the other one. It won't start for me, so let's see. Well, the clicker is here, but I can't get it to click. So if there's somebody who thinks they could do that.
I will try. I can't promise. Probably not.
Next time I go to the supermarket, I have to buy more. Does anybody have a cigarette lighter or something?
Now we will know. So who's smoking here? No one?
Oh, I just got this to
Well
light.
done.
Whoa.
Speak it.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Amen. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks for your applause.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We enter the sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured, a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Now we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Awareness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of this week. Let this drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer. We continue on page 135.
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו לאחר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו לאחר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. Adonai Eloheinu רוממו Adonai Eloheinu והשתחוו לאחר קודשו. רוממו Adonai Eloheinu והשתחוו לאחר קודשו.
On page 138 in our prayer book, we continue with the beautiful Lecha Dodi.
שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. דודי לקראת קלה בני שבת שבת לכו ונלכה כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה לך דודי קצת קלה פני שבת נקבלה התעוררי כי באורך קומי אורי שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת קבלה.
Will you please rise?
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Beautiful. Shabbat Shalom. Please be seated. You know how we always say that in everything and everywhere there are pluses and minuses in life generally. So there are many pluses in our other beautiful place in Lilienfeld. And one of them is because it was so small and cozy, I could hear all the beautiful voices. Hint, hint, hint. And here, right, Luba, we don't hear you.
Oh.
And I know that this congregation has really great talents. So it will be nice, especially with the beautiful acoustics of the synagogue, also to hear you. I know that you're singing, but hopefully you will find again this inner voice to sing a little bit louder. And we are continuing, talking about singing again, we are continuing on page 142 with Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Ni Melech, Malachei Hamlaim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bo Hashem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlaim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Uni leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. מלאי השלום, מלאי עליון. מי מלך מלאי המלאים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
And just before we move towards Chatzi Kaddish, will you please join me in reading on the opposite page, on page 143, on the bottom of the page in English. Waking from his sleep, Jacob said, "Truly Adonai is in this place, and I did not know it." He was struck and said, "How awe-inspiring is this place! This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven." We are on page 144 with Chatzi Kaddish. Would you please rise? התגדל והתקדש מרבה, ועלמד יברח יוצא וימליך מלכותה, בחייכון יום אחד, ובחיי כל בית ישראל. מגלה בזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר, ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמנו קודשה בריחו. לעילם אין כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, זמירן בעלמה ואמרו Amen. And we continue with Baruch Hu.
Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever. Please be seated. We are on page 149. Praise to you, Adonai God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath glides the sail of the stars. Creator of tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. And Shema is on page 152. Will you please rise?
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch שם כבוד, שם כבוד, מלכותו לעולם, עולם ועד.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לתודפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Please be seated. On page 157, on the top of the page in English. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, and the winning that to the promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together, and of course singing together on page 158, Mi Kamocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקי הים לפני משה מרים, זה לי אנו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יא בבא בים בים בום, יא בבא בים בום, יא בבא בים בים בום, יא בבא בים בום, איי 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 איי, יא בבא בים בום, איי 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 איי, יא בבא בים בום, שיר החשה שיבו גאולים לשמחה, אז ודיים הדה כולם הודו וימלו ויאמרו אדוני בעד.
And it has been said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praise the you Adonai for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Israel. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו, ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים. And we continue with one of the, I would say, most favorite songs of this congregation, with Ashkiveinu.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו shonenu lehaim hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom hamidenu shonenu lehaim. Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I say, don't take me soon, 'cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around. Everything I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more, that we no more wars, our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom lahamidenu shonenu lehaim hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom lahamidenu shonenu lehaim.
And at this time, it's already became a part of our service that I offer prayer for the state of Israel. Eloheinu שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו, ברך את מדינת ישראל, ראשית צמיחת גאולתנו, הגן עליה בעברת חסדך ופרוס עליה סוכת שלומך. Our God, who is in heaven, protector and redeemer of Israel at this time of turmoil, with eternal strife and external threats, both at levels of our beloved land has rarely seen before. Bless the state of Israel, which has been a hint of hope, of redemption. Return the land to unity of purpose and a sense of fellowship. Bring the hostages home, the soldiers back to their families, and the land to at least a functional calm. O God, shield our homeland beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. May they too remember to serve in the interest of all. Despite division and disagreement, and after one of the hardest years in all of her history, may this be a time when we find a way forward in healing and in justice, in shared service and common purpose. With equality in the land, dignity regardless of gender, level of observance, race, or national status, in partnership with those who pursue peace, and safe from those who would act in violence. May we merit, O God, the essence of your blessing, and may we unite with our brothers and sisters in the land of Israel, so that the land will someday know fullness of joy for all who dwell there. And let us say, Amen. We are on page 164 with Tfilat Amidah, the standing prayer. Would you please rise? Adonai sefata tiftach ufi yageh tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל עטריו להושיע. מחלחל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשנה עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. We continue on page 174 with Ritze.
Ritze Adonai Eloheinu be'amecha Yisrael tefilatam be'ahava tekabel תהילה רצון, תמיד עבודת ישראל. ישראל עמך, קרוב לכל קורב פני לבדיה והוננו שפוך רוחה עלינו ותהזנה עינינו בשוביה לציון. ברחמים ברוך אתה אדוני, אדוני המחזיר שכינתו לציון. לציון, לציון.
Thank you. On page 176. מודים אנחנו לך, שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו לעולם ועד. צור חיינו, מגן אישנו, אתה הוא לדור ודור. נודה לך ונספר תהילתך על חיינו המסורים בידיך, ועל נשמותינו הפקודות לך. על נשמותינו ועל ניסיך שבכל יום עמנו, ועל נפלאותיך וטובותיך שבכל עת, ערב בוקר וצהריים, הטוב כאילו חלו רחמך והמרחם כאילו תמו חסדיך מעולם קיווינו לך. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shemcha, ulecha naheh lehodot. Please be seated, and let's take a moment for our private prayers and meditations. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. And we continue on page 371 with a prayer of Mishaberach, the prayer of healing for all those that cannot be here, and if there are anyone that you would like to mention their name, then please do so. Thank you.
שברח אמותינו מקור חברה אמותינו. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. מי שברך אמותינו מקור חברה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom. So this portion is really an epic Torah portion, and many of us will be here tomorrow morning to celebrate Jacob's bar mitzvah. And as you can imagine, during all the lessons, I had an opportunity to read it again and again and again. I think I know this Torah portion by my heart more than I know any other Torah portion ever in the whole Bible. So I have a lot to say about it. Because it has divine visitors, it has distraction, it has awkward family drama, and it has a lot of laughter. It's like the original Netflix drama, except no subscription needed, just get the book. But today, I want to talk a little bit about a few moments that teach us about relationships, because those are very important relationships. It's between people, between humanity and God, and most importantly, it's how we should not take ourselves too seriously. The funniest thing, thanks God my children are not here, because they think that I'm the most serious person on earth. And they would be laughing, saying, it's not possible that you will say something like this. But then, again, let's start at the beginning. Abraham sitting at the entrance of his tent in the heat of the day. Those are the first sentences. You will hear them tomorrow morning. He looks up, and then he sees 3 visitors. What does he do? And then he runs to greet them. And those are really beautiful moments that we can see the biblical hospitality in its finest example. But think about it for a moment. What's happening behind the scenes? Abraham is 99 years old. It's very hot. And he just had a bris. If it was any of us, we'd probably be lying in bed with not a very good mood and not be very happy camper. And at least we would probably say they should have knocked if they want to come to the tent. But again, not Abraham. He doesn't just greet those visitors. He basically throws the whole dinner, the whole barbecue in their honor, because we're talking meat, milk, bread, the whole dinner. And don't even get me started, and I purposely said meat and milk. I purposely said that because don't let me start about all the kosher questions, because Abraham still did not get the memo about all the kosher things. It still didn't happen yet. All the separation, I will tell you the truth. Rabbis arguing for centuries about the moment, if he knew or if he didn't, but it's written. It's written black and white that there was meat and milk on that dinner. So, these visitors aren't your average people that will be wandering in the desert. They are angels, and they have very big news that they want to come and to tell. And those news are for Sarah. But again, bear in mind, she's also in her 90s, and she's going to have a baby. Sarah hears this from inside of the tent, and of course, she laughs. And again, let's be honest, who wouldn't, right? A baby at her age. And it's not just a miraculous idea. I'm thinking about it, not from one point, but just, aren't you tired? I mean, it's hot, and then at the age of 90 to trying to take care of a baby, I mean, it's exhausting. But then God calls her out. Why did Sarah laugh? Sarah denies it. God, I didn't laugh. God responds, oh, you did. You shouldn't really argue with God, but then again, I think it's very human that she denies that she was laughing, because it's something very human, it's something very normal, even though that you're speaking to God. Sarah's laugh is laugh of disbelief, of it cannot really happening. But here is this twist. Her laugh did not offend God. God is not upset with her. If anything, God embraced her laugh. And then the name of the child is Isaac. Yitzchak literally means he will laugh. Meaning the message was very profound. In the moments of doubt, in the moments of disbelief or a little bit of cynicism, God can take our laugh and turn it in joy, saying, okay, you want to laugh? It's absolutely fine. Just wait. I can also laugh. So then we will jump a little bit to the next major scene, the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. And this is the part where Abraham becomes this world-first defense attorney, because God announced that he's planning to have destruction and to wipe out the cities, and Abraham goes absolutely to negotiate. And then it's funny and it's sad in one way, because he says, what about 50 righteous people? Okay, what about 40 righteous people? 30, 20, like something, like work with me, 10, 5, something. Can we please negotiate? And I presume that famous sentence of, I do not negotiate with terrorists, probably comes from here. Because think about it, the humor in this whole idea, it's because how would you actually bargain with God? You're not supposed to have bargaining with God, but this is what's happening here. Because it becomes so ridiculous that Abraham says to God, what if I will find a minyan? If I will find just 10 righteous, decent people? But there is a deeper lesson here. Abraham's negotiation shows us that questioning God isn't heresy. It's a part of relationship. Sometimes being faithful means speaking up for justice, even when it feels like you are arguing with the biggest boss of the universe. And then again, the story of Lot. The guy has terrible luck. He offers hospitality to the man who come to Sodom, but things really getting out of control. He's trying to protect his guests. He offers up his daughters, which again, it's not conversation for now, but it's very difficult situation. But then he barely escapes with his life. When his wife famously looks back, turning into a pill of salt, what would she think? What would she say? And it's being too late. Her fate was tragic, but it also feels like, again, a lesson. Don't dwell on the past, especially when you are running toward the future. And even when the future might be not so bright. And in this part, it was a cave. And then again, in this portion, the famous story of the Akedah, the binding of Isaac. And you probably would say, wait a second, it's quite funny. Why would it be here? But I think the irony of the story is that Abraham, who spent the entire portion, who was fighting for others, who was trying to negotiate for strangers, did not bargain for his own son. But again, it's a question that will be with us for many generations to come. So many aspects, so many points that each of them can have, that can be a sermon on its own for many hours. But then what is the lesson of this portion? And I presume the most important one is that as much as life can be so unpredictable and in a way maybe absurd, but we should be a little bit like Abraham, a little bit with a chutzpah, a little bit with persistence, and sometimes we also need to know how we need to challenge, even if it's the big boss. We also need to be a little bit like Sarah. We need to laugh when things might look impossible. And may we always remember that a little bit of all those important ingredients will make our story, make our life one that we'll be able to carry with a lot of seriousness, but also with some pinch of salt. Shabbat Shalom. And we are on page 586 with Aleinu. Would you please rise? עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות העלמם, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad. And it has been said, Adonai will be sovereign over all the earth. On that day, Adonai will be one, and God's name will be one. Please be seated, and as we prepare to continue with Kaddish, we would like to mention names, and our thoughts turn to those who passed in this time in the recent years. And as we think about those people, as we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, life and death, if there are any names that you would like to mention, please do so. We are still at the first month for Ella's passing. And tonight we remember Janice Harris Berlin, Miriam Brizzle, Ann Cohen, Rosalind Friedman, Jerome Krelnick, Simon Maslin, Ruben Orenstein, Sima Rose, Bernard Rosen, Rabbi Moses de Castro Sasso, Bernard Tunick, Joseph Waxberg, Elias Welbel, Adna Back, Anna Blank, Rosalind Brickman, Jules Cello, Hyman Chudnovsky, Eli Ebert, Siegfried Elias, Jack Engel, Richard Fink, Gertrude Garrison, Ruth Handler, Sarah Herling, Harry Hochman, Jenny Haberman, Harold Jacobs, Shirley Kahn, William Kellen, Seth Cooperman, Bertha Lewin, Max Liner, Alexander Lawrence, Miriam Marcus, Ruth Madnick, Alison Nervez, James Nash, Ken Nixon, Max Nobel, Rose Plevner, Faye Press, Phyllis Reddelham, Joseph Rosen, Floris Rosenberg, Leonard Rosenfeld, Stefan Rosenzweig, Rosalind Reiner, Harry Zaltz, Karen Schwartz, Rose Siegel, Rebecca Snyder, Ethel Solomon, Gary Solomon, Myron Stern, Estelle Susnack, Stuart Susnack, Albert Tettenbaum, Jen Warnick, Siegfried Watscombe, Dr. Zane Wilk. And may their memories always be for a blessing. Will you please rise? We are on page 598. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך יוטה וימליך מלכותה, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהיה שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יש לה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel and all over the world, and let us say amen. Please be seated, and as we are almost at the end of our service, I would like to remind you that tomorrow morning Jacob's Bar Mitzvah is at 10 o'clock in the morning, and our final song for tonight is Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom. It's on the bottom of page 180.
שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, אמרו אמן.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונק, יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישים לכם shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God make his face shine on you, and may God be gracious to you always. May God turn face towards you, and may you always feel peace. Shabbat shalom. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Lube. Chase, great to have you back. And see you tomorrow. Shabbat shalom. We are going to the courtyard. Going to the what? Courtyard.